Good morning, YTPC, and welcome back to the Shire Shed. I am Sunny, and I am here to provide you with a brand new review today. Before we get started, I want to throw a disclaimer out there. I am feeling slightly under the weather. Not entirely sure what's going on. I don't know if it's cold. I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I've kind of been up and down the last few days. Not entirely sure what exact ailment I have is, but we are going to press on regardless because that's what we do here. Once again, I want to welcome you back to the Shire Shed. If this is your first time here, first of all, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hope you've got some coffee. Hope you're ready for a tobacco review. And I hope you're ready to make fun of a guy that likes to pretend that he knows what he's doing. I have my regular Dunkin' Donuts medium roast in the big ass Bubba mug. And I'm so very excited to bring this review to you today. This is one that sort of came as a special request from one of my very good friends, Chris Miracle from New Age Pipe Smokers. And I agree with him when he says that this is a sleeper blend. What blend is it, you ask? Well, if you saw the thumbnail, you already know. Blend we're reviewing today is Cascadia Vertical Limit. This is a Virginia Burley Dark Fired blend. And it is 100% a sleeper. It's very, very good. It's very well rounded. But it doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. So, I haven't had a pipe yet today, and I'm just dying to light this up. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? All right. Now that we've got this bad boy lit up, as I said, it is a Virginia Burley Dark-Fired Kentucky blend. And it is absolutely a sleeper. The flavor profiles in this, they work so well together. And I just love it. I don't have it nearly enough, mostly because typically I'll reach for something that's a little bit easier to prepare. Not to say that this one is difficult to prepare, it just takes a little bit of extra time. Time is something that I don't really have an abundance of all the time. You know what I'm saying. That said, this one's fantastic. And speaking of preparing, I have prepared a little segment on preparing this. Go check it out. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So here's how I prepare any plug tobacco that I come across, whether I'm trying it for the first time or whether I am having it for the 50th time. This is how I prepare it, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to show you how dense this particular plug is. Most plugs are pretty much like this, I've found, with varying degrees of density. This one is, I'd say, about average, to be honest. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys how I do this, because I had somebody think on my Peterson 3Ps video ask if I could show how I prepare plug tobacco. I don't think I do it in any way that is different from most people, but I mean, I don't know that for sure. So I'll quit yapping and show you guys how I do this. Now, the first, I usually cut a total of maybe 3 or 4 flakes, depending on the size of the plug. This plug, I'll probably do that. 3 or 4, probably be fine. And I always cut against the grain, so the grain's running this way, I'm going to cut this way. So I have this this Gerber mini cleaver. I actually got this off of Amazon because I know inevitably people are going to be asking about it. So yeah, I got this. It's a mini cleaver. It's very, very sharp. It's great for plugs. Comes with this Kydex holster. It's really cool. I think I only spent like 30 or 40 bucks on this thing, and I use it for all my plugs and have done for quite some time. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut into it. Now, the first few flakes I'll probably just do about a 1/16 of an inch in thickness. So I'll show you what that looks like. And honestly, don't overthink this. I mean, reality is you're just cutting tobacco, man. Like, this doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'm actually going to cut it this way. I'm not a huge fan of how they do their plugs, but we're going to go for it anyway. Because as I said, I don't really see too many people talking about this one very often. And one of my buddies seemed to be interested in having a review done on it. And I thought, well, what else am I doing? So, I'm actually going to stop there. I've got my drying tray over here. So these flakes here, I'll pick the thickest ones, and those will be my quote-unquote base layer. And I'll go ahead and scooch this over a little bit. And so these thicker flakes, these will be my base layer, if it would focus. But when I say base layer, I mean the very bottom of the bowl. And then I'll pick out the flakes that are super, super thin. And those will essentially be my kindling right there. So kind of do two different thicknesses of flakes. So these, it's probably too much, but that's okay. That's just going to go in the jar. At the bottom, you know, with the plug and all that stuff. So this right here will be my base layer. So I'll get this all rubbed out and ready to go. You've probably seen my Shire Shed tour. If you haven't, I actually have a pretty good drying system. So if you want to see how I dry my tobacco, more often than not, it's pretty much every time, go and watch my video on a tour of the Shire Shed. It's pretty cool. So I'll get that ready to go like that, and then I'll take this in a separate section of my drying tray here, and I'll rub that out the same way. I'll get it as thin as I can, as fine as I can, almost like a shag cut pretty much, and then this will be the very top layer of tobacco that goes on top. Basically my kindling, if you will. So as you can see, that's really fine. Pretty much a shag cut right there. And then I'll put this under the drying apparatus that I have and let that dry out a bit so it'll be smokable. So if you have any questions about how I do this, please don't hesitate to ask. And yeah, back to Sonny. Thank you, Sonny, for that delightful demonstration on how to prepare plug tobacco for smoking. That was very good. So, I honest to God don't know why people sleep on this one. Other than they don't want to deal with a plug, which I kind of get. It's probably the same reason that Peterson's 3Ps doesn't sell as well as some of their other blends. Because people typically don't want to deal with a plug. This one's quite good, though, I must say. So, I just checked on tobaccoreviews.com. Their server is down again. Not entirely sure what's going on with those guys, but they should probably get their shit together. So, instead, I'm going to go over to smokingpipes.com to pull up the synopsis on this. Cascadia Vertical Limit. Cascadia Pipe Company embraces a love for the outdoors and encourages pipe smokers to enjoy their hobby in the natural world. In that spirit, Cascadia's tin art and blend names reflect the brand's affinity for Mother Nature. Cascadia offers a variety of blends with the aim of catering to a wide range of preferences. The Vertical Limit blend boasts an elegant mixture of burley, dark-fired Kentucky, and sweet Virginias. Once mixed, the blend is then pressed into a plug, ensuring the mixture retains its moisture. It is a full-bodied and deep smoke that offers rich, bold flavors. So, I'll be the first to admit that this isn't my favorite blend. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass and say that, oh, you should go out and buy every tin. Unless you like it that much. Which I know some that do. So, you saw how I prepare this. You know what the preparation takes, what it entails. Once you get this dried out, it lights great. The flavor's awesome. It's wonderfully complex. It has sweetness. It has the sweetness from the Virginias, and then it has the sweetness from the dark fireds, which those two should conflict with each other, but they don't. They work together very well. And then the burleys rounds it all out. Kind of adds this nice earthy base for everything to stand on. Oh. And by the way, I'm smoking this in last year's Christmas pipe from Peterson. This is the 301. It's just the 01. So, mechanically, this works very well together. There are definitely some red Virginias in this. Maybe some brights. Honestly, I got most of the Kentucky, dark-fired Kentucky flavor from the Charlight. I haven't really had the dark-fired Kentucky come back too much. Getting more of the red Virginias there. The burleys, although they produce, or should I say, they provide more of a base, they aren't as present as one might think they would be. If I didn't know any better, I would say this is a dark-fired Virginia blend with no burley in it. It does come out sometimes, but it's very subtle. At least to my palate it is. But I'm the guy that smokes Haunted Bookshop probably at the same frequency that Matches did. Pairs very well with coffee. But to be honest, I've yet to come across a tobacco that doesn't pair well with coffee. There, see, I got a little bit of the burley. Nothing overwhelming. If you're not a burley lover like myself, this blend might be something to ease you in without you realizing you've been indoctrinated into the burley family. I don't know quite what else to say other than this is very good. It's very well rounded. It's got something for everyone, and it is something for everyone, in my opinion. If you're not a huge dark fired fan, then this really doesn't have a ton of that. If you're not a huge burley fan, the burley's not super in your face. It's just very well balanced and very well rounded. And I think this plug has been sitting for about 2 years in my cellar. So everything is melded very well together. It's not too sweet. It's not too savory. It's literally not over the top in any aspect of itself. I'm going to smoke on this for a little while, maybe get closer to the end of the bowl, and I will be back to let you know if anything changed. See you shortly. All right, so I'm back. Almost done with this bowl, and I can honestly say this is a very good blend. I wouldn't put it near the top of, my favorites or anything, but if you're wanting something that's going to kind of fill in just as something different, something to kind of change things up and put an end to the monotony maybe in your regular rotation, this is the way to go. It's very well rounded. This might be one of the most well-rounded blends I've come across. It's just very well done. Nothing crazy. Nothing too over the top. Nothing too wild. It's just solid. So I know that Smoking Pipes has it available pretty much all the time. Pipes and Cigars has it all the time. Pretty sure any tobacco outlet online, you'll be able to find it, no problem. So yeah, if that sounds like something that would interest you, man, go get you some. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So I'm going to finish this bowl because I'm enjoying it quite a lot. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm very excited to be sharing another video with you guys. It's always good to be back. And I hope everybody has a great week coming up, and yeah, just be good. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but if you do, don't get caught. I'll see you next time. Bye.